Congratulations, you've made it to day 5. It may not seem like a lot to you, but to be honest, most people don't have what it takes to make the kind of commitment to see something through. The very simple fact that you are here on day 5 is really a big deal. The absolute key to remaining present is cultivating a regular and a long-lived practice, keeping the lessons we want to live our lives by fresh, front and center. I think this is so important, which is why members at Healing Haus Yoga have access to our on-demand video library and receive a digital copy of our weekly class, so they can practice and enjoy those classes as often as they want, whenever they want, wherever they want, to strengthen and cultivate their practice. Today and this last day of our grounding series, we're going to pull it all together with a practical demonstration. Today's practice is going to focus on standing postures. You might not realize it, but this base, this emotional stability that we've begun to develop has also been improving your physical balance and well-being. Because what happens up here manifests in here. The internal affects the external so much that stress can legitimately give us a heart attack, while joy and gratitude can prolong life. And so just the same, a strong emotional base, a strong foundation improves our balance. Now, improvement does not mean perfection. So as we move through this practice, do not get upset, do not get frustrated, do not get judgy with yourself if you find them challenging. Don't judge or make unreasonable demands of yourself. Just witness and appreciate your abilities. Like stillness, stability, or balance takes practice. So because standing postures are a little bit on the challenging side, I encourage you to utilize some props today. Blocks, a blanket, maybe even a strap. And a little secret for helping you with your balance: it can be really, really useful to pick a point in front of you, about level with your eyes, something that does not move, and create a steady gaze. Because with that steady gaze comes a steady body. But if you're new to standing postures, then there's never anything wrong with utilizing a sturdy piece of furniture, maybe a chair, or even standing next to a wall as we move through the standing sequences in order to provide you with a little bit of a safety net. So take a second, gather these things to you, and when you're ready, I'll see you on the mat. We will begin today's practice standing. So coming onto your mat, we'll find mountain pose, distributing your weight evenly between your feet. Gaze is level and forward. Arms are long by your sides and palms face forward. Find a rootedness and a grounding in the feet. Inhaling, lift all toes off the mat, and as you exhale, releasing one at a time, beginning with the pinky toe and ending with the great toes. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, all toes up, and exhaling, placing one toe down at a time, beginning with the pinky toes, ending with the great toe. And feel a grounding through all 4 corners of the feet. Feeling confidence in this strong base. With an inhale, reach arms out and overhead. Gaze goes skyward. Exhaling, find half angel. Bending the elbows towards 90 degrees. Shoulder blades knit together and gaze comes level. Inhale, reach and lift. Gaze goes skyward. Exhale, half angel, bending the elbows and knitting the shoulder blades together. Inhale, find the sky. Exhaling, half angel, bend the elbows. Inhale, reach arms out and overhead. Exhaling, find a forward fold. Maybe capturing opposite elbows and finding a gentle sway. And then finding stillness, release the hands and inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold, plant the palms and step back to plank, lowering all the way down to your belly. Bring the hands a few inches in front of shoulders. Inhaling, find low cobra. Chest shines forward and hands gently traction backwards. Exhale, release all the way down. Hands come directly below shoulders. Tuck the toes and find downward facing dog. And gaze shifts forward and you step to the top edge of your mat. Forward fold. Inhaling, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach arms out and overhead. Exhaling, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach and lift. Exhale, fold and release. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold, plant the palms and step or float back to plank. You can lower all the way down as you did before, or this time bending the elbows only to 90 degrees. Find chaturanga. Inhaling, low cobra or upward facing dog. In up dog, only the palms and the tops of feet are in contact with the mat. Exhaling, downward facing dog. Gaze shifts towards the fingertips and step or float to the top edge of your mat. Forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach arms out and overhead. Exhaling, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach and lift. Find a gentle back bend. Exhale, fold and release. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Plant the palms and step or float back to plank. Flowing through your vinyasa. Exhaling to lower. Inhaling to lift. Exhaling, find downward facing dog. Meeting up in down dog, and find a bit of motion here. Pedaling the feet, maybe wagging the tail. Head is allowed to hang completely heavy, allowing any tension to release from the face. And shifting the gaze forward, find an inhale. And exhale, step or float to the top edge of your mat. Forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach arms out and overhead. Exhaling, hands to heart center. And setting up for our standing sequence. We'll begin with tree. Grounding through the left foot. Spread the toes wide. Finding a steady gaze. Engaging the leg muscles and lifting the kneecap. Inhale, you can begin to lift the right foot to either come onto the tips of the toes or bring the sole of right foot to the inside of the left calf, thigh, or even all the way up towards the groin. Placing the sole of the right foot at any location other than the left knee. And you can stay here or begin to challenge your balance by growing the branches, extending arms long, maybe even allowing your branches to wave in the breeze. And then finding stillness. Option 2, find your strap. Begin to bring the right leg towards 90 degrees, the knee facing forward. Take the peace fingers, the first two fingers of your hand, and capturing the right big toe. With an inhale, begin to extend the right leg long out in front of you. Foot is flexed. Or if using the strap, holding the strap in half, creating a loop, capture the right foot with the loop of the strap. And then with your inhale, holding the strap in your right hand, extending the right leg long. Foot is flexed and strap is placed on the arch of the foot. Holding your steady gaze, remember to breathe. Deep, full breaths. With the next inhale, we find a hip opening by extending the right leg out to the right. Inhaling, come back to center. And keeping the leg elevated as you exhale, bend the knee back towards 90 degrees. Find eagle, allowing the strap to release, crossing the right leg over the left, maybe tucking the right toes behind the left ankle. Hands can stay at heart center, or with an inhale, extend arms out wide into a T. Then exhaling, cross right arm underneath the left and intertwine the palms, finding eagle arms. Deep, full breaths. Inhaling, begin to unwind, keeping the right leg elevated. As you exhale, begin to hinge at the hips, finding warrior three. Pressing the right heel out behind you and straightening the leg. Gazes forward and down. Deep, full breaths. Maybe find a smile on your face. Remembering not to take ourselves too seriously. With an inhale, reach through the heel, and as you exhale, float the back foot down. Find crescent lunge, resting on the ball mound of the right foot. And inhaling, arms reach overhead, gaze goes skyward. Exhaling, hands release to the mat, step the front foot back to plank and flow. Your choice of vinyasa, always an option to rest in child's pose or press straight back to downward facing dog. Meeting up in down dog, shift the gaze towards the fingertips and step or float to the top edge of the mat. Forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. And crossing the left foot behind the right, finding crisscross legs. As you exhale, fold forward, finding a nice stretch in the left leg. Inhale, lifting halfway, unwind. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach arms out and overhead. Exhaling, hands to heart center. And switching sides, begin to root through the right foot, finding your steady gaze once more. And on the next inhale, begin to lift the left foot off the ground, bringing the sole of the left foot to rest where it may for tree, taking care to protect the knee. Hands can remain at heart center or beginning to play with your balance. You can extend arms long overhead.
Explosions like a heartbeat. Yeah, my mind's king, rushes of emotion. Now let's do it again. There's sweetness and adventure without a venture. TV's got your mind stuck on good reality. We are young, 'cause our soul is
coming into stillness and releasing the left foot. Bring left leg towards 90 degrees, knee pointing forward. The choice of using your peace fingers of the left hand or your strap, capturing the left foot. And with an inhale, extending the left leg long out in front. Our core is strong, our gaze is steady, and we reach through the heel as we ground through our standing leg. Inhale, find a hip opening by extending the leg out wide to the left. Inhale, come back to center. Exhaling, we'll find eagle, crossing the left leg over the right, maybe even tucking the toes behind the right ankle. Hands can stay at heart center, or with an inhale, open arms wide into a T. Exhaling, finding eagle arms, crossing the left elbow underneath the right, and intertwining the palms. A deep bend in the standing leg. Remembering not to take ourselves too seriously. If you come out of your balance, simply smile and come back into it without judgment. On the next inhale, begin to unwind and finding steepled hands. Exhale, hinge at the hips and press the left leg backwards as you reach the arms forward overhead. Warrior 3. The next inhale, reach through the lifted heel, and as you exhale, allow the left foot to float down to the mat, coming to rest on the ball mound. Crescent lunge. Inhaling, reach arms overhead. Exhaling, release the hands to the mat. Your choice of vinyasa. Exhaling as we lower. Inhaling to lift. Exhaling, downward facing dog. Meeting up in down dog. Shift the gaze forward and step or float to the top edge of your mat. Forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. And crossing the right leg behind the left. As you exhale, find a crisscross forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway and unwind. And as you exhale, step straight back to downward facing dog. Bringing big toes to touch. Inhale, lift the right leg high. Reaching through the heel and keeping the hips square. Then exhaling, step the right foot forward and across the mat for half pigeon. Feeling free to bring any props along with you. Find length through the crown of head with an inhale. And when you're ready, exhaling, begin to fold forward. Forehead coming to the forearms, a block, or maybe even the floor. On your next inhale, begin to walk the hands towards the hips as you sit up tall. Tucking the back toes, exhale, find downward facing dog. With an inhale, extend that right leg high behind you, opening the hip by allowing the knee to bend and the heel to release towards the bottom. Keeping the shoulders as square as possible, reach the knee towards the ceiling. Inhale, square the hips, extend the leg, and as you exhale, release the right foot down. Switching sides, bring big toes to touch. And inhale, lift the left leg high. With square hips, reach through the left heel. And then exhaling, step the left foot forward and across your mat for half pigeon. Finding squareness in your hips, inhale and reach through crown of head. Then exhaling, hinge at the hips, fold forward. Inhale, walk the hands towards the hips and sit up tall. Tucking the toes, exhale, find downward facing dog. Take some motion in this down dog, maybe extending the left leg long and opening the hip by bending the knee. And with an inhale, square the hips, extend the leg, and release left leg down. And releasing the knees down, we'll make our way onto our backs for a supine twist. Both legs go long. Inhale, reach through the toes, and as you exhale, hug the right knee into the chest, directing it towards the right shoulder. Then exhaling, cross the right knee across the body, leaving left leg long. Arms go wide, and gaze goes over right fingertips. Maybe left hand assists in your twist by placing gentle pressure on the outside edge of the right thigh. Inhaling, unwind, legs go long. And exhaling, hug the left leg into the chest, directing the knee towards the left shoulder. Find an inhale. And exhale, cross the left leg across the body for a supine twist. Arms go wide and gaze goes left. Inhale, unwind. And as you exhale, find happy baby. Hands capturing the calves or the outside edges of the feet as the knees bend and go wide. Maybe a gentle rocking here. And taking just the last few moments to get all the wiggles out. With an inhale, come to stillness. And as you exhale, bring soles of feet together and hug toes in towards the forehead. With an inhale, extend legs long and find your final rest. Choosing a reclined posture that allows you to rest for the next several minutes in stillness, comfortably. Option to bring along any props to help facilitate your rest. I will mind the time while you enjoy the stillness, and I will let you know when it's time to release your meditations. Noticing if your thoughts have begun to wander. Gently acknowledge this without judgment and come back to stillness. Begin to bring awareness back into the body. Maybe finding motion in your fingers and your toes. If it feels good on the next inhale, find a full body stretch, reaching arms and legs long. And then keeping your eyes closed, make your way onto your side. Taking just the last few moments to gather up the stillness, the competence, the stability that you've cultivated today in your practice, so that you might carry it with you along your way, to draw on as a source of strength should you find yourself challenged. When you're ready, press into your palms and make your way into an easy cross-legged seat. Inhaling, reach arms out and overhead. Exhaling, hands to heart center. The light in me honors and acknowledges the light in each and every one of you. Together we say, Namaste. Wow, so that one was really hard, wasn't it? It always has my calves lit on fire. And I hope you had fun with it too. I hope you didn't get too frustrated or judgy. And you know what? If you did find yourself in that space, that's okay. Don't get mad at getting mad. It's a practice, not a performance. And with practice, these things will get easier. Congratulations on making it all the way through this 5-day series. You know, it might not seem like much, but you'd be surprised what it takes to commit to yourself and to something like this, because we've hit on some really heavy stuff. Not everybody has what it takes to commit and do this inner work. It takes a lot of strength and an open heart, and here you are on the other side having done all of this. But this is just the beginning. We've just begun to touch on these things. A successful practice is a regular, long-lived, and enthusiastic one. It's not about perfection, but about practice and what you're willing to invest in yourself, which is why I want to give you the opportunity to become a part of the Healing Haus family today. Traditional studios require you to conform to their schedules, and your practice is dependent on you getting to them. But with Healing Haus, I come to you, allowing you to cultivate a regular and enthusiastic yoga practice wherever and whenever you want, and ensuring that your practice is a successful one. It's time to start investing in yourself and live the life that you want to lead. I've really enjoyed this time together, and I hope to see you again soon. Until next time, be well.